9 months ago, I checked in the NPS. I joined the Navy 6 years ago, and I've always took pride in my physical shape. I've always took pride in working out, staying healthy, and I always grew up, I was a 32 waist size. I went to my last sea tour on the USS Essex, and a lot of stress, combination with my diet falling down, I left the ship and I was a 34. And I realized that at one point, you're going to reach a certain age, and you're not going to be able to eat what you want. So I realized that your food choices are important. It doesn't matter how much you work out, but your diet is over half the battle. And if you don't have a proper diet, your workout is just going to be counterproductive to your overall wellness program. There's all these diets out there, the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the paleo diet, or whatever bandwagon, Oprah Winfrey bandwagon people are jumping on, or Bill Clinton, or whoever has the latest craze out there. And some of those, I'm not here to bash those diets or say they're bad, but I'm just saying that some of those diets have good things and they have bad things. Some of them overcompensate in some areas, and some of them undercompensate in some areas. But what better way to use natural foods and harness nature's energy to make positive food choices and to lower our chances of using prescription drugs, which are so expensive nowadays. So what I'm going to talk about is 11 power ingredients that if you're not taking already, I encourage you to start taking. And let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food, as a great philosopher Hippocrates once said in the title of the speech. So starting with the 11 power ingredients. One is bee pollen. Bee pollen is what bees use to nurture baby bees. And it's one of the most nutritious foods in nature. Over 40% of its composition is protein, and it can be purchased at any health food store. It also contains folic acid, which keeps depression at bay. It helps prevent memory loss. Next one is blueberries. In addition to them being very tasty, over half of them are grown here in the U.S. So not only are you consuming a healthy food, but you're also supporting the local farmers here in this country, which is something that, made in America, something that's becoming more and more rare these days. Chia seeds. In 1 ounce, you have 9.8 grams of fiber, 4.7 grams of protein, as well as calcium and iron. Flaxseed contains large amounts of omega-3 fatty acids, which, if you don't know, omega-3 fatty acids, in addition to helping with the cardiovascular system, they increase the blood flow to our auditory passageways, and they help with hearing loss. And I know we have people here that suffer from hearing loss, so that's one of the benefits. Ginger, it improves digestion, reduces nausea. Pregnant women have known to use this because a lot of times they get nauseated during pregnancy. And you can take this with tea, things like that. It also reduces inflammation in places like the colon. So if you have a history of colon cancer in your family, ginger is something that you might want to add to your diet. Hemp seed, it's one of the few non-animal sources that contain all 9 essential amino acids. It's a complete protein. You can buy it at a store in form of seeds. I use it as in the protein powder form. Kale, nicknamed the Queen of Greens, is the nickname now. High in vitamin K, also in vitamin A. Vitamin A is great for vision, if you have vision problems. Vitamin K is good for countering Alzheimer's disease, which the great Pat Summitt recently died, I think, last week or the week before, and she contracted Alzheimer's disease. Very sad. Oats. A study by Harvard found that a bowl of oatmeal for men every single morning will reduce the risk of heart disease by about 20%. Which I'm not a big buyer into all these studies, but oatmeal contains a lot of fiber. It's very healthy for you in general. I have a bowl every morning, and it has a lot less sugar than cereal. Spinach, one of the best vegetables, it was found, that protects against prostate cancer. Strawberries, not only are they tasty, but they're high in vitamin C, aiding in growth and repair of tissue throughout the body. And Swiss chard, it's very high in nitrates. What do nitrates do? They help reduce your oxygen consumption during exercise, and they improve your athletic performance. At the conclusion of my speech, I'll give everybody a little outline I developed, and on the back, I have some recipes, and I put in bold some of the power ingredients that are in these recipes that I use myself. But you can also look online for recipes on how to include these in your diet. So how do you apply this going forward? Well, you can apply it in different ways. What I do is I found that nutrition-wise, even if you have a healthy plan, nutrition plan, you need to shock your body from time to time. Because your body gets accustomed and used to the same thing, and then you're not getting results anymore. So what I do is every month for a weekend, I'll use these, and I'll just have these ingredients and like salads or smoothies to detox my body for the weekend, shock my body, and then go back to my regular diet. Or you can have them every day, or you can have them once every 3 months. I mean, it's up to you. What I want everybody to realize is that an effort that's less than perfect is 100% better than no effort at all. That's one thing I always fail to realize. I tend to be a perfectionist by nature, and if I was trying to start a new diet and I failed on one meal or I had one beer, I would quit. I would be like, oh, it's invalid. That's not the case. Don't let perfection be thy enemy. Giving out our best is the best we can do. So you go have these foods, you try them. If you fail from time to time, one meal here or the other, don't quit, don't give up. Continue, make progress, and we'll be on our way to better, healthier eating and using less of these prescription drugs that gouge us so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially Michael. It's my privilege to evaluate Michael, and the reason is that he has a skill of a speaker. As a speaker, I would love to have more, and I admire. It's storytelling. He used it wonderfully today to open his speech with a very short but effective story. But it also demonstrated his ability to write for ears, not for eyes. Very short, very concise sentences, very easy to communicate his message to the audience. And today it was especially important because he was presenting to us project number 4, how to say it. The goal of which is to use words and arrangements of words which would effectively communicate speaker's message to the audience. And he did it beautifully. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed his speech. He used rhetorical devices, just like it was suggested in the communicator manual, and how he will be doing it from now on in next projects. For example, he was using triads when he was talking about things he's taking pride of in his life. I also liked vivid words he used, like harness nature, medicine, and also how he incorporated word of the day in his speech. I also want to praise Michael for paying a lot of attention to the comments he received from the previous evaluators, as for example using more poses. He really demonstrated today very effective use of poses after he told us that there will be a point in life when we won't be able to eat as much or food we eat right now or the food we eat right now. He used the pose, he let us smile, he let us laugh, and I think we all enjoyed this moment. I have several suggestions, and my first suggestion is next time you give your speech, use the lectern. The lectern can be very helpful, right? But in many cases, it's actually gauge the performance of the speaker. And if you remove the lectern, you can lose your notes. You don't need your notes, actually. If you remove the lectern, you will be able to move here more, because sometimes speakers are anchored to this object, which is actually nothing. And Your next project is about body movement, and it will help you to connect more to the audience. You have perfect eye contact with audience, but without the lecture, there will be more physical connection. I'm looking forward to your next speech. Thank you very much.